Okay, we're ready to scan. We're at the location where we're going to complete that scan. Lucas has the data logger strapped over his shoulder. Like I was saying, you can put it in a backpack if you want, but have it on your person at some point. The scanner is going to stay stationary until we're ready to start the scan. So what's going to happen first is Lucas is going to power up the scanner. You'll notice there's two little buttons on there. One is a function button with FN and the other one is a power button. So Lucas is going to press and hold the power button until he hears a beep. There we go. And or sees the little lights blinking. There'll be a little blue light blinking on the top there that we can see. There we go. That's ready to go. That's going to take a second, and then we can start to hear the scanner get some power. So we have to leave the stationary or the scanner stationary until we're ready to actually finish this scanner calibration. So what we'll see on the scanner now is it's going to show some blue lights that shows it's powering up, and it's going to go through a series of lights that will indicate when it's calibrating and when it's ready to scan. So the blue power lights will light up for a minute, and then it's going to go into a sequence of red flashing lights. So once we get the red flashing lights, we know we're ready to scan. You'll also see a red corresponding blinking button on the status on the data logger. So now we know we're ready to scan. So what's important here is that before we actually start the scanner up, we have to leave it stationary, and it's going to do a quick little calibration before we can pick it up. So it's important that the scanner stays very still until these little red blinking lights go to green. Okay, so what Lucas is going to do when he's ready to actually start walking around with the scanner, he's going to press the function button. We have two function buttons. We got a function button on the top of the scanner here. That's this one. And we also have the same button does the same thing on the data logger. So whatever's more convenient, you're going to press and hold that button, and you'll hear a beep, and then you're going to sit and let it calibrate. One other thing we want to make sure we check before we start scanning, in addition to the red blinking lights, is that on the back of the scanner, on the 3D panoramic camera, we've got a little green light that's on. If it's showing red, that means that this connection probably isn't fed in properly or not tight enough. So pull it off, or sorry, power down the scanner, pull it off, screw it back in, and then power the scanner back up until you see a solid green light. When Lucas is ready to scan, he's going to press and hold that function button. So press it for about 2 or 3 seconds. There you go, you hear it beep, and now it's going to scan. So this red light is now going to change to a yellow blinking light. This is important that your scanner stays perfectly still during this process, because this is where the scanner is going to be calibrating. So what's also important to know is that your scanner should start at the same spot. So we have to loop back to this scanner where we first began the scan. So once the scanner starts turning, it's collecting data. So this is where Lucas is now ready to pick up the scanner. Very carefully, he's going to strap the wrist strap on. That's very important, and tighten it in. And then he's going to pick up that scanner and start scanning. Good. So now, the faster he walks, the lower the resolution is, but he's going to come through. He's going to move through a doorway. He knows that he's going to turn sideways through the doorway. He's going to loop around. He's going to come around. The scanner's still scanning. It's the lights are fully green. And we'll also notice on the back of the panoramic camera, the light is blinking green there. So that means we've got some 3D images being taken. Because he's going to come back through the doorway. He's going to turn again the opposite direction, okay, and keep scanning. He's going to do his whole scan. If he needs to scan around the room, he's going to walk around there and pick up whatever data he needs to pick up. Remember that the scanner is going to see what you see. So if you need to get under the table, you're going to have to give it a little flash under the table or any other places you want 3D data. And whatever you cannot see, the scanner cannot see. So make sure you bring it into those places. And if you have a control point, You're going to loop your way around there. Lucas is going to come around. And if you've got a control point set out, you're going to set your scanner on that particular control point. So we've got a position here on this little blue dot. So he's going to set the scanner up on that little blue dot there, and he's going to sit it still for about 10 seconds. And in that 10 seconds, at a stationary point, the scanner will know that this point in the post-processing is going to be used as a XYZ coordinate. So hopefully you have an XYZ position for that point, and after 10 seconds he can pick the scanner back up again and continue on his scan. And those points could be on the floor, they could also be on the wall or any other spot, but you do have to hold the scanner still for 10 seconds. So as Lucas moves around, he's going to take a scan. Remember, if you stop, it's going to be collecting an excessive amount of data at that one position. So you're going to get some redundant data. You probably want to keep moving, and it's good to always have a walkthrough plan before you start. So make sure all the doors are open, make sure lights are on so that the panoramic camera can capture the images nicely, and have your walkthrough plan. And when you're finished with your walkthrough, you're going to set the scanner back up at the same position in which you started. It's very important that you do that because that's going to help the calibration for the SLAM technology to orientate. When he's finished with the scan, he's going to press and hold the function button, either on the scanner or on the data collector. So press and hold that button, and the scanner stops. You're going to leave it still now for a couple minutes or a couple seconds while the yellow light calibrates the post scan. And that'll finish up, and when it's done, depending on how long your scan is, that'll determine how long it calibrates. And once it starts blinking green again, now you're ready to rescan that, start another scan.